So in early morning developments, let's break this news for our viewers where the Yes Bank initiative and the probe that is taking place by the Enforcement Directorate arrested Yes Bank promoter Rana Kapoor in connection with the money laundering case related with the Dewan Housing Corporation Limited after nearly 20 hours of grilling, where officials said Rana Kapoor was placed under arrest at around 4 a.m. under the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, as he was allegedly not cooperating with the investigative agencies. He is also expected to be produced before a court later today. We have Shavan with us to give us the details of his arrest. Over 20 hours of grilling that happened, Shavan, early morning developments taking place of his arrest. Can you give us more information to that effect?
Well, in fact, this comes in after Rana Kapoor was almost questioned for over 30 hours by the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, late last night, what we're given to understand is that legal counsels were basically called in. This was after the Enforcement Directorate essentially maintained that he wasn't really cooperating with this entire questioning that was basically being carried out by the Joint Director of Enforcement Directorate in Mumbai. This was around 4 o'clock that Rana Kapoor was placed under arrest. In fact, we are yet to get a confirmation from the Enforcement Directorate as to perhaps when would he be produced before the PMLA court in Mumbai. Now, just to quickly take our viewers through what we know so far with regards to the investigation that has been carried out. Remember, what the Enforcement Directorate came across is certain transactions that took place with pertaining to DHFL. Remember, the same company has come under the scanner for links with two Dawood gang. In fact, Iqbal mentioned certain properties that came under the scanner. Now, coming back specifically to certain loans that were basically sanctioned by Yes Bank, in which Rana Kapoor was a CEO till recently. As far as loans that were given, about 600 crore loan that was basically given by an associate company of DHFL to a company now that has been linked to Rana Kapoor's family. In fact, this was incorporated at a time when his wife was the director. They're talking about loans that were given to companies that turned out to become non-performing assets. So there are some serious allegations that have been leveled against Rana Kapoor. The fact that perhaps he was in the know-how, that these were basically nothing but kickbacks that were being received by the companies that have been linked to Rana Kapoor. So clearly, at this point in time, these are some serious allegations that have been leveled against Rana Kapoor, and whether at all he was aware that the bank essentially was giving out loans to certain companies that were turning out to become a non-performing asset. Apart from that, also these allegations of kickbacks, that these are companies that have been linked to Rana Kapoor through his family members, and how the money was basically being diverted from one company to the other, essentially benefiting Rana Kapoor's family members.
Absolutely. We have Anilesh also with us. Let's also bring him on board. Anilesh, if you're looking and part of this investigation and the raids have been taking place and the alleged involvement of his family members as well, now we are getting to know that the CBI too will be looking into this entire case. Can you tell us exactly where the investigation is headed on part of the ED and the CBI now?
As Shavan was saying, it's almost 30 hours, more than 30 hours that the questioning happened. It was relentless questioning, and Mr. Kapoor, who was actually brought to this very office here. This is the AD office in Mumbai. I just want to give you a glimpse of the building where he was brought yesterday around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and after that there has been questioning going on. The questioning actually continued till about 3 a.m. in the morning, and if you see the entire duration, it's been more than 30 hours. And now, one of the allegations against him is that he has not been cooperating as far as the entire investigation is concerned. That is one of the reasons that towards the end of the day, he was actually arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. It is highly likely that he might be produced to a local court today around 10 o'clock. But before that, let's draw attention to what is very crucial here. And the one company that is at the heart of this entire matter is here. I mean, if you see, I would like our VG to show you the document here. If you see the name, it says Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited. So what is this company all about? about and who are the people associated with? Well, this company is very crucial as far as the entire investigation is concerned, because there is this entire transaction that happened between this company, which is Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited, and DHFL. What is the amount of money? If you go inside the documents of this company here, on page number 19, it tells you that there was a transaction that happened between this company and DHFL. What was that amount of money? I would like to draw your attention here. It is almost 600 crores. So this company, DUV, received almost 600 crores here. You can see, which is the company's own documents. So it says it actually received 600 crores from DHFL. Now, this is very, very crucial here. You have to understand that at one hand, you have DHFL, which was already going through a tough time, which already had, a checkered past or checkered history, if I may say so. On the other hand, that very company is giving money to this entity here, 600 crores. Now, who are the people who are running this company? The people associated with this company, if you get into the details, you will find that Mr. Kapoor's daughter was one of the directors of this company. That is why it becomes very, very important here. So DHFL gave money to this company, 600 crores, to an entity which was actually being run by Mr. Kapoor's family. So the key allegation here is that the amount received by this company from DHFL was allegedly a kickback, basically. So DHFL, it got loan from Yes Bank, but it never paid it. It defaulted on the loan. What is crucial to understand here in plain simple words without making it more complicated, that rather than paying the loans back, DHFL did not pay anything to Yes Bank, but yes, it paid 600 crore to a company which was run by the family members of the ex-CEO of Yes Bank. Therefore, the question is, was this a case of quid pro quo? It could be that, because the noose is tightening in a way, we can say so. It is no longer only associated with Mr. Kapoor. Now we're also learning from the sources that more and more of his family members could be called for questioning in today. Now, important to point out that ever since he came to this building, which is last afternoon, he has been here inside this building, and the questioning has been still on. We have seen officers coming in, going out. The main issue here is that two companies, DHFL and RKW Developers, and Shravan was rightly pointing out that these two companies, when they got loans from Yes Bank, they defaulted on it. So the question was, at one hand, if they were defaulting, why was the transaction still happening between RKW Developers, DHFL and Yes Bank and its promoters indirectly? Why was this indirect transaction happening? And the allegation is that the money that was received by this entity here was allegedly a kickback. Now, this is going into multiple directions. The chances are that he might be produced to a local court around 10 a.m. today.
All right, so keep a tab on all the developments that later happen. Anilesh, when Rana Kapoor, the promoter of Yes Bank and the former CEO, will be produced in court. It was an early morning arrest around 4 a.m. when the ED officially put him under arrest, and he will be produced in court in just a while Anilesh and Shravan will be keeping a tab on all developments that we get from New Delhi and from Mumbai as well. But a late night tweet from Yes Bank itself, moving on now, has announced that customers can now make withdrawals that can use their debit cards 3 days after Reserve Bank of India placed the private lender under a moratorium, capped deposit withdrawals at 50,000 rupees per account for a month and superseded its board. So in a late night tweet, and I quote, "You can now make withdrawals using your Yes Bank debit card both at Yes Bank and other bank ATMs. Thank you for your patience." And the RBI and the Finance Minister have been tagged in that tweet. So coming in as a relief to all those who were unable to use their debit cards at different ATMs. This is also coming in as a part to all of those account holders with Yes Bank. Coming back to you, Anilesh, because we were also talking about the investigation point of view, the raids that have also been taking place at his residence and other part, where exactly do we see the investigation coming together that nails Rana Kapoor, and what exactly the Yes Bank was doing while not taking action when it comes to NPAs, as you were pointing out, with those companies who had defaulted?
Well, absolutely, it is getting bigger and bigger, and as we were discussing yesterday as well, that it is not only the Kapoor family which is under scanner at this point of time. In fact, if you remember, we broke this story yesterday that there could be several other high-profile officials who are associated with Yes Bank that could be called for questioning. So not only the Kapoor family, other officials as well. There are several other key players in this entire, I would say probably a syndicate which was working together towards siphoning this money off. Because remember, it takes us back to the entire issue of DHFL, which is already under scanner in relation to around 13,000 crores which was siphoned off. If you remember that case, you would be well aware that around 79 fake companies were created. Around 100,000 fake identities were created through which the money was apparently siphoned off. And this was initially a shoot-off of that entire investigation. So DHFL, the company whose one of the promoters was already arrested, Mr. Kapil Wadhwa, he's already out on bail. Then if you see Dheeraj Wadhwa, he's already under scanner, a man associated with RKW developers. Now RKW developers allegedly had done land deals for Iqbal Mirchi, the man who was working for Dawood Ibrahim in London. So if you see if you try to connect dots, you would see that it's not just the case of Yes Bank not doing financially well. It has moved well beyond the realms of one bank or one entity not doing well. It has now become a full-fledged case of money laundering, and that is exactly when Mr. Kapoor was called in for questioning yesterday. Initially, while it was about whether his decisions were good or bad at that point of time, whether the loans that were given by the Yes Bank to the companies, what was the basis of the decisions taken at that point of time. But now it appears that it is a case of quid pro quo.
Yes.
I mean, at least on the initial level, it appears that there was some sort of transaction happening. That is why it is widening, and you would see more people coming in. You would see more members of the family called in for questioning very, very soon.
All right. Thanks very much for the moment, Anilesh. Keep a tab on all the developments that take place. It is expected that in a short while from now, he will be produced before the local court. A 4 a.m. arrest, the ED made it official. Where it comes to not cooperating with the investigative agencies, Rana Kapoor has been placed under arrest.